Okay, friends, this is the last hurrah before finals. I'm taking off tomorrow, as I told you about, jumping on an airplane. I am going to just quickly double check that I've got video working and that I'm getting audio. All right, yep, I've got audio. All right, so I'm good. All I'm going to do here is just kind of walk through and talk about the final. I want to be clear that I am only talking about my section. I made changes to the final, and so I am not talking about the other section, okay? Um, and so what I'm just going to do is just kind of walk you through, not reading the questions to you, but I'm just going to try to give you some hints of things to study, things to kind of go back on, okay? And then I'm just going to hit it as quick as I can and wrap this up so it's kind of short and sweet and you can go back and double check it. I'm not going to reteach you the material. All of those lectures are online, either on YouTube or on Canvas. So if you want to go back and review, go back and rewatch those lectures. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of final exam review sessions where you reteach the concept. Wait, what's base 2 again? Videos are on, videos are on YouTube. But giving you a little direction, don't have a problem. Okay. There are on this exam, I'm actually looking at it right here, 27 questions. Here we go. And I'm just going to hit them just kind of in order. I think you get them served up in random order, so the order doesn't help you. So this is, I'm just going to say number 1, number 2, but they're not going to come in that order to you, okay? Number 1, Jpeg. Understand what it was about Jpeg, how the design was sort of motivated, what the algorithmic motivation was, designed to sort of take advantage of or to leverage from a kind of a graphics perspective. Okay, that's number 1. 2. Is about the discrete cosine transform as used in Jpeg. And it's really just about kind of describing that, so understand what that is. 3. 3 is the sequence of major steps. I'm not a fan of this kind of question. I didn't have time to do a dramatic redesign of all the questions, but understand the steps of performing Jpeg compression. Number 4, understand what the characteristics of Mpeg are. And, as always, Dave was a fan of what is not, what is not, what is not. But understand the characteristics of Mpeg and what something would not be a characteristic of Mpeg. 5, and similar to the Jpeg, MP3 compression takes advantage of certain characteristics of human hearing, right? And so what are those characteristics, and therefore identify what might not be a characteristic of MP3 compression. Okay, number 6. The characteristics of video that allow Mpeg to be so much greater compression ratio than Jpeg. Pretty straightforward. Question 7, an Mpeg B frame. What's an Mpeg B frame? Know what that is. Number 8, which does not significantly affect reliability of encryption? That's the question. Which of these does not significantly affect the reliability of encryption? So understanding the things that do and don't affect the reliability of encryption. Number 9, understand the difference between, understand understand about encryption algorithms where the same key is used to encrypt and decrypt a message. Know what that's called? Know what it is. Know what the steps are in executing DES encryption, okay, in a given round? Hate that question. Question 11. Yeah, understand, things like digital signatures, electronic code book, message digest. And what you really want to understand is the idea that I take two identical blocks of plain text, and after I encrypt them with the same key, that they're going to look different. That's the idea that you're looking for. Okay. Next one, number 12. We're almost halfway there. Like I said, this is going to be very short, but I did want to at least point you to the right direction. This one I hate, so I'm just going to tell you what it is. I'm just going to read this one to you, and then you should be able to figure it out and know it when you get into the exam. Alice uses a public key to provide privacy for a message to Bob. Bob uses public key for his reply to Alice to keep it private. What's the minimum number of individual keys required to accomplish this exchange securely? I don't know what that is. Assume that a public-private key pair counts as two keys and that no private keys are shared. That's the question. And the answer is a single-digit number. Understand RSA encryption and what makes it secure. Number 14. Actually go through RSA encryption, and it's basically an example straight out of the homework. And the answer is going to be a number. The question is, what's the value for the corresponding ciphertext? You're given an RSA encryption operation with prime numbers, P and Q, an encryption key E, and a plaintext message M. And the question is, what's the value for the corresponding ciphertext? And then we're actually giving you the equation, so you don't have to memorize those, okay? Where it actually says in the question, this was one of your homework assignments, the following formulas and info is needed to figure this out. All right, 15. Understand what a digital signature is as a cryptographic process. What is it? 16. Understand the things that are contained within a public key certificate, digital certificate. Number 17. Understand Kerberos so that you could say something that's false about Kerberos. Understand TLS so that you could identify which are security functions and which are not. 19. Understand the way the protocol stack looks, especially the relationship between HTTP and TLS and the underlying transport layer protocols used in an environment with that kind of a protocol stack. It's basically going to show you a bunch of pictures of protocol stacks, and you're going to pick the one that represents the right order. 20. This is horrible, but I'm just going to read this one to you. Which organization is not involved in cryptographic technology, research, or standards? These are the four options. I'm going to give this one to you. The FCC, the NSA, the RSA Corporation, and the NIST. One of those is not involved in cryptographic technology. Question 21 shows you a TLS handshake and then asks you a question about the different messages that happen in that handshake. 22. asks you about TLS Handshake and the session ID that gets generated, and asks you where that session gets generated. 23. Let me see. Yeah, question 23 talks about TLS Handshake and how it helps you to avoid a man-in-the-middle attack. 24 asks you about TLS and the session resumption capability and why it has that. 25 is an essay question, and it's going to ask you, I'm just going to tell you right now so you can cram on this. It's going to ask you to explain the difference between lossless and lossy data compression. It's just, that's it. It's 25 points, 20 points, sorry. And you're going to have to say some intelligent words and not just hand wave. 26 is going to ask you to compare public key cryptography to symmetric key. And being able to do examples. This is another 20-point essay question. And 27, again, a 20-point question. It is to talk about X.509 public key certificate, and talk about major elements of that X.509 public key certificate and why they're important, and talk about as much detail as you can about how the certificate is used to provide security in a web app. Okay, that's it. That's it. I've been through it. Other than that, it's a bumblebee's butt I provide to you. A bumblebee's butt. That's all I got. That actually should allow you to drill in and not, just waste yourself trying to figure out all the loose stuff everywhere from beginning to end. That should give you at least a good direction. That's all I got. That's short and sweet, like I promised. Good luck with everything, and like literally projects, all the crap you got to finish, and then finals. So good luck to you.